You can order the rear brake caliper used in the video on the CarParts.com website via the link in the description. Turn off your engine and set the parking brake. Pull on the hood release handle and open the hood. Open the brake fluid reservoir. Loosen the stud bolts on the rear wheels. Lift the rear of your vehicle. We strongly suggest watching our video on how to jack your Ford F-150 safely before carrying out this step. Place the vehicle on the jack stands. In order to change the rear brake calipers on your vehicle, you will need to take off the wheels to have full access. Don't forget to put the wheels under the vehicle. Insert a flathead screwdriver to the outer extremity of the oblong hole located on the front of the brake caliper. Lift it off using the screwdriver as a lever by pulling it towards you. This will cause the piston to retract slightly so that the caliper can be removed more easily for the next steps. Using a 10mm wrench, unscrew the lower slide pin. Then, using the same tool, unscrew the stop rubber balancer.
Hey, it's Alex from CarParts.com. If you enjoyed this video and want to support us, like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, back to work.
Using a large flathead screwdriver, push on the pressure spring, then release the brake caliper from the caliper mount. You can now place the brake caliper on the leaf springs. Place a container to collect the fluid under the caliper, since the brake fluid may leak out. Here's a tip. You can limit the amount of fluid leaking by clamping the brake hose with the vice grip in 2 sockets. It is better to use this technique if you're planning to also change the brake hose. Using a ratchet and a 14mm socket, unscrew the banjo screw connecting the hose to the caliper. Then, using a flathead screwdriver, pry the brake hose off the caliper. Take the lower slide pin, then the stop rubber balancer, which you will install on the new caliper. You can also recover the old brake pads if they are in good condition and you want to reuse them.
If you want to know which tools and parts we use in this video, just check the description and you'll find everything you need.
If you are not replacing the hose, carefully brush the surface where the hose and caliper make contact using a wire brush or sandpaper. You can order the rear brake caliper used in the video on the CarParts.com website via the link in the description. Grab the caliper.
You can purchase the parts we used here by visiting our website at CarParts.com.
Grab the new seals and the new banjo screw. Install all of them on the hose. Screw the banjo screw that connects the brake hose to the caliper back in. Then, finish tightening using a torque wrench. In our case, we took advantage of this operation to change the brake discs and pads. To do so, we recommend watching our video, How to Replace the Rear Brakes 0914 Ford F-150. Replace the stop rubber balancer, then the lower slide pin. Remove the vice grip. Now, put the caliper back on the caliper mount. Then push it down until the pressure spring locks. Screw the top rubber balancer back by hand at first, then the lower slide pin. Then screw them back on with a 10mm wrench. Finish tightening using a torque wrench. Clean both sides of the disc with brake cleaner and a cloth to remove the grease from installing the new pads. When replacing a brake caliper, you need to bleed the brake fluid system to remove air from the system. To do this, we suggest watching our video, How to Bleed the Brake Fluid System, Ford F150. Then, you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. Put the car back on the ground and block the wheels properly. Don't forget to screw the brake fluid cap back on before starting the car. Attention! Before using your vehicle again, start your car and pump the brake pedal a few times to push the brake pads together again. Try to drive smoothly and avoid sudden braking for the first 30 miles or so to avoid glazing the new pads. Operation complete.